Where are you? Christmas Island or something. Where the hell are you? No, Christmas Island's
So
over the other side.
you're gonna have to track my IP or something.
The Christmas Island's over the other side. Oh, don't make me do that. Jesus. All right. So do we understand what the hell a blockchain is? Oh, sorry, a decentralized distributed database is, which is what the blockchain and its algorithms are designed to achieve. So that the records that are contained in this database can be trusted. It's not a matter of trusting the person at the other end who's entering the records to not lie to you, because they will. If you ring them up and, how big was that fish you caught? They're always going to tell you it's 6 inches bigger than it was, or 2 feet bigger than it was, and 2 kilos heavier than it was, and blah, blah, blah. They're always going to lie to you. But the record that's entered into this database or recorded by the database cannot be changed, cannot be altered. Therefore, the record itself has integrity. Doesn't mean what the record is describing has integrity. It just means the record itself can be trusted because it's distributed, encrypted to within an inch of its life. There are a billion well, not quite a billion, but there are a few encryption algorithms that are run across this thing to make sure it can't be interfered with from outside. So beautiful. Now we have a database and records keeping system that can be trusted. So.
Okay. So the important difference of the blockchain above traditional systems is just that it allows you to trust your peers.
It allows you to trust the records that your peers are operating with. You don't have to trust your peers. Their peers could still be lying to you.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But the records that are the record of activity that is contained in the database can't be altered and fraudulently altered because it's bloody set in stone by the encryption systems. And the consensus algorithm. Hang on, we've got to get into the consensus goddamn thing, because let's say you've got a copy of your Excel spreadsheet flying around all over the place. So it's on your daughter's PC, it's on your son's PC, it's on your wife's PC, and it's on hubby's PC. Well, now you've got 4 copies of this thing. How do you trust all the records in each one? Well, what you do is you build a little formula to run over those records, and it comes up with a consensus system saying if your son enters a record that looks dodgy to the other 3 records that are being kept, which is your daughter's, your wife's, and hubby's, if that record that your son enters, it gets tossed out. So that means that your son can't enter records that don't marry up with, say, some mathematical checks like balances, how much money there is available, so on and so on. And that's the consensus algorithm that does all this checking across the database. Now, the three of those, so your wife, your daughter, and your son, can conspire to enter fraudulent records against your database. And that's called the 51% attack, because they have now outvoted your Excel spreadsheet. So they can enter fraudulent records. But if you were to go get a couple more mates and give them a copy of the spreadsheet, and your wife, daughter, and son had to check against their records as well, now you have a stalemate of 50% each. So you go and get 3 more mates and you outvote their fraudulent records. Bingo, you've got a consensus that throws their fraudulent records out. And that's how the Bitcoin blockchain works. Can I take another breath now?
Okay.
What was that?
Sure.
Was that good or what?
Yeah.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
What do you mean? I guess it's. Hang on, we took 2 hours to do that last night.
Yeah, but we were a lot. We went through a lot more detail than that.
Well, of course. Of course.
Obviously.
We can go as hard as hell into the difference between distributed, centralized, decentralized, and distributed centralized. We can go through all that, but if you muck around with that Excel spreadsheet concept, of moving this thing around and then verifying the integrity of its records and how you might go about that, then you get an idea of the blockchain. Now, what the blockchain is really bad at, it's just dumb. I just don't understand. Why a big business would be running a blockchain inside their organization? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Because you've got traditional database systems that will absolutely crap all over it.
Yeah.
For data transmission speed and efficiency.
There's no need for a blockchain database within a trusted organization where all the nodes trust each other.
Yes.
A blockchain is only for peers that do not trust each other.
Who cannot trust the integrity of the records.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a matter of trust between each participant. It's a matter of trusting the data and all the records that are being entered in the database. Now, in a business organization, there's training up the wazoo and there's penalties for screwing it up. So therefore, you don't need a blockchain. People aren't operating anarchically. And that's what's happening on the blockchain. You've got to protect yourself against predatory anarchists on the blockchain. You've got to protect yourself against that. Hence you have the consensus algorithm that says, okay, any dodgy records get tossed out.
Yeah.
Why a big business would do that inside the protection of their firewalls and walled gardens, I don't know, because really they're just shooting themselves in the data efficiency foot.
Yeah, it makes everything a whole lot slower and a whole lot less efficient because it takes longer to get to consensus. And, well, at least for a proof of work consensus algorithm, that would just be insanely stupid because it's just so slow.
It's intense.
So
it's too intense.
Resource intensive.
Yeah.
And you just waste a lot of money on that.
Wow.
But
let's hope they do. Because if these silly swines keep going down this oh my God, blockchain is the new black road, they're going to spend bucket loads of money and they're going to put a heap of their money in other people's pockets, and those other people will be able to distribute that money. It's going to decentralize their fiat crap.
Although what's interesting is that often that's got to be funded by hype, basically.
Yeah, so there's so much hype surrounding this blockchain thing. It's just nuts.
So they're not necessarily even going to be losing money by using a blockchain because they make so much money just out of the marketing, probably.
Oh, yeah, that comes back to companies that, change their name to something or other. Fred Nurk's Widgets blockchain, and all of a sudden Fred Nurk's Widgets share value goes through the roof just because he's got blockchain in the name. That's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. But, the market will mature and it'll crash and there'll be blood in the streets. And
So, okay, let me try and have a stab at the history of blockchain and how
let's do that.
Yeah. So starting off with the banking databases. So within a bank, you have peers that trust each other, but that stays within the bank.
The peers
servers.
Yeah.
Servers outside the trust of the bank will not be able to make transactions.
They won't be able to muck around directly with the records or interact with the record keeping, depending on their rank. And those peers are appointed a rank, based on all sorts of ideas of merit. They're appointed by the hierarchy of the bank and given levels of trust depending on where in the hierarchy they sit.
So on a bank, inside the database of a bank, they've got hundreds of servers which all need to agree with each other. So if I spend money with my FPOS card, with my credit card, whatever, then that transaction needs to be recorded and it needs to be spread to all the other servers. Otherwise, what might happen is I might